G'day guys! On this episode we're actually not going to be working on a four-wheel drive for once, but an old Sandman who's been fully restored. So this thing's immaculate and we're going to be doing a full system exhaust on it, including headers. So quite a big job, but it's going to look absolutely schmicko. Cool, so we got the car on the hoist in my workshop, obviously. And I've set some string lines up because we don't have the body of the car on. I needed to know where that stuff was. So I took some measurements off the car body and I've transferred them over onto here so that I know where my exhaust needs to run. So basically it needs to go between these two lines here. So we're going to get extractors come down here in between those two marks underneath the subframe, and then the same on the other side, and then that's going to cross over and they're both going to join in here because we've got a fuel tank going in over there, so I've got to dodge that. So they're both going to come and meet here, and then they're going to go into a muffler here and then split out together again. So that's the plan, Stan. So we'll start by getting the flanges on, which I just cleaned up, made it look all pretty. These are all our bits that we're going to be doing the extractors with. So we've got 1 5/8, and that's going to go tri-Y. So we're going to go into 1 7 to 1 7/8 inch, and then that's going to go into this one, which is 2 1 7/8 inch into a 2.5 inch out. So bit on. We've got the twin in, twin out muffler, some straights, and then all of our rest of the exhaust bits in here. And again, ECS exhaust for the win. All Stano, all pretty. Let's go through some gas and get this welded up. Alright, header flanges are on. Had to give them a bit of a tweak, but they're looking nice and clean now. So we can start mocking up our first extractors. The goes exactly like that. Safety, Sam. Nice. Nice. So as you can see, I have tacked up a few of these bends and put them in spots. We've got the first two Y pieces in there as well. The only bit that I haven't got tacked up is that little section in there that you can see, just because it's really hard access. So what I've done is I've left it for last, and I've got all this stuff where I want it, and now I'm going to pull it off, and I'm just going to put that piece in on the bench, tack it in, and then throw it back on the engine in here and make sure that it clears, and then we can continue on with these two Y pieces connecting into one. Alright, you can see I've got that other section in now, so it's the top section into the first two Ys is now complete. Okay, so I got that last try section together. So we got 3 now, hence the tri-Y. So now that they're going all into the one, it should hold them pretty steady. So now I can get on the jig table and fully weld this thing up. This side is fully tacked together. I didn't really show you the process because I figured you guys get the idea, but we got a Y there, and then into the single one down here. Everything sits within my string line marks. Pretty happy with it. There's plenty of room as well to the chassis. It's a bit tighter on the engine side, but obviously it's bolted to the engine, so it's less likely to hit the engine. But this will rotate and come closer here, so I definitely gave it more room closer to the chassis. I'm also praying that the firewall does miss it, but it looks like it will. So yeah, I'm just about to pull this off now and weld the whole thing up. Alright, the sun is going down and I finally finished welding up this side as well. Very, very happy. That's the hardest part of this exhaust done. So we just got the tri-Y, 1, 2, 3, into a flex, into a V-band. So that is final fitted, which is pretty cool. Everything ended up fitting with plenty of clearance. Now, tomorrow morning, I will be pulling this side off again and doing the same thing here. So, flex joint V-band, and then we're going to pull that. Then we're going to put that on for the final time, and then we're up to connecting the two exhausts together and doing the rest. So, that is definitely the hard part done, and I am stoked about it. So as you can see, we have our V-bands welded on. The headers on both sides are now officially bolted on for good, nice and tight. There's the other V-band. So the next step, which I've already gone ahead and done, is we have to make our way over to that side. So this one's going to come over here, probably get an exhaust hanger here, and then we're going to cross over and join in with the other side, and we're going to go into a muffler here. The reason is because there's a fuel tank here. So actually, that's a lie. There's a fuel tank there. So we can't do too much over here. Also, the floor is really low here, as it is on the other side. So I think we were actually looking at putting the muffler in here. So basically, we're going to cross over, join in with the other guy, and then we're going to come twin underneath this subframe or crossmember, and then we're going to go into a muffler here. That's the plan. So we've got the exhaust crossing over now, meeting up with the other side. And basically now over here we need to do the X pipe, or the balance pipe as some people call it. So what I've had to do is, firstly, I want the two pipes to sit 40 mil internally, so 40 mil away from each other to match this muffler that we're going to use. So we're just planning ahead here. So that muffler is going to sit up in here. So we want these two pipes to be 40 mil apart. So once that comes out here, there's 40 mil gap in between here, which I've already sussed out. And with that in mind, we have made this X pipe, and basically these lengths here dictate the spacing between here. So I had to figure that out, a little bit of trial and error. But yeah, you can see there's a connection between the two pipes in the middle there, which is the whole point of what we're doing here. So now I'm just going to weld these up separately so that I've got easy access on both sides, and then when those are fully welded, we'll go ahead and weld through the guts of it just here, and then that'll be our X pipe ready to go. Just about to wrap up today, finish the X pipe. Pretty happy with it. So, I'll show you where that's going to go. We come over here, under here. So, this guy is going to sit on that, like that. And then we just got to fill in the blank over there. So, just about to get that tacked up now. And I'll put the missing piece in, tack that up, and show you what I mean. Another day, another dollar. So yesterday afternoon we got some progress done. So we got the X-pipe tacked on. It's looking really good. So now I've just put the muffler in place and I've been playing with the heights of the hoist. We've got to connect, obviously we've got to connect the muffler to the X-pipe now. So the plan is I'm going to get V-bands. I'm going to see if I can get V-bands on the end of this muffler here. 2 of them, obviously. And then that way we can put our 45s on the end and clock them and see the best sort of route to take to get over the diff. That will place my muffler and then that will tell me what's going to happen through here. So that's the plan. Alright, so I removed the crossover section with the X-pipe and fully welded it up and put an exhaust mount and a little tether. I'll show you now. So, X-pipe, little tether between the two, and we've got an exhaust mount. So yeah, now we can do this guy over here. So I'll just measure up. It's going to go down under the cross member here and then in there. So I'm going to measure that up now. So I've made up this guy here. Show you where this goes. Now this is going to be one of 2 that sits. We'll get this over here first. Slips in there. And then if I can get it. Oh yeah, it's very hard on the left hand. There we go. So that sits there. And then it bumps up. Goes into the muffler. So we've just got to do 2 of these obviously. But to make my life easier, I'm going to weld this guy up on the bench. Like this. And then I'll make another one. Weld that guy up on the bench. And then when they're side by side in there, I only have to do 2 welds either side instead of trying to, flip and rotate this thing 100 times. So I will go ahead now, weld that, and make another one, weld that, let them cool, and then slap them in the car. So we've welded those pipes in. Well, they're actually tacked in, and they're just sitting in the back of this muffler here. Now, what I'm trying to figure out is, while I still have a slight amount of adjustment, because these actually slot into the muffler, I do have a little bit of wiggle room. I'm just trying to get these in the perfect position now so that I can continue on and have the best chance of clearing the diff. So, as I said, we've got these guys just tacked in for the moment, just in case something drastic happens and I have to do a major change, but no, it's looking really good. So, my next step, good question. What am I doing? Probably got to focus on getting to the exhaust hanger, because then I can say that this is all captive and that's where it's going to be. And then I can start to do the tips, because I don't really want to be doing the fine tuning stuff at the end without this part of it done. So I guess that's my goal now, is to probably mock up some angles coming out of the flanges so I can see where things are going to go, and then we'll work on doing an exhaust hanger. Oh yeah, midsection is complete. Well, tacked in. We got the new exhaust hanger. Check that out. So that just goes into the factory exhaust rubber. Thought we might as well use the factory stuff. It looks good and it's a good placement. So you can see the Arresti exhaust. Boom. And we've got them tacked up that go into the muffler, and then we've just got the tacks here, there and there. So in the morning I'm gonna pull out this midsection which goes from the back of the headers, and it's mounted there, and now it's mounted back there. So I'm going to pull this midsection out in the morning, and I'm going to weld that, and the exhaust hanger, and then I'm going to final fit this midsection for the last time, which is super exciting. And then we're going to move on with the dual tips. So close. All right, it's the next day in the afternoon, actually. I didn't do any filming this morning because I just got stuck straight into it. Time is not on my side, so I'm just pushing, but I'll show you what I did. So we got the bit that jumps over the diff going to the left side of the car, all finished. So we're going to leave it just at a 90-degree turn for now because we're going to finish off doing the tip when the body of the car's on, so that I can get that looking perfect. But for now, that's exactly where we're going to go. So as you can see, boom, and then it goes straight over the diff. Gave it heaps of room, or as much as I possibly could, and that's the best I can do. And now I'm just starting this side, as you can see. So we got the turn up there. I'm just getting my measurements, and then we're going to go up here, and it's going to be a little bit higher than that one because the pumpkin comes up quite high here. So it's going to come up, and then it's going to go over a little bit, 90-degree turn, 90-degree turn, and then into that guy. So we're getting there. I will show you. This is the bits that I've got coming up now for that side. I'll get this all tacked up and probably welded in the car, and I'll show you guys when that's in, and then I've got to do the exhaust mounts for the two, and we're done. So the midsection is also now completely finished, and that's bolted up for good. Got the exhaust done. So only thing left is to do the two exhaust hangers over here. Probably just do it straight over the resonator because they're pretty heavy. Both of them, one there, one there. But everything's welded, and that's it. So obviously when the body goes on, I'm gonna finish the tips, which is just a 90 and then a little 45. So that's super easy. Not really stressed about that, but we're gonna leave it for later because I want it to be perfect. All right, finally finished the exhaust. Got the exhaust mounts on at the back, two of them, which was the last job that I had to do this morning. And now I'm just gonna rub it down with some acetone, make it all look pretty, and that's it, she's done. So, pretty proud of this one. I spent a lot of time making it look absolutely perfect and function well. And I mean, the car's a showpiece, so the exhaust had to be a showpiece as well. So I think it turned out exactly how I thought it would, which never happens, but here we are, so I'm going to show you. you have it, eh? She looks pretty schmick. I'm very, very happy with the outcome, and I think the owner's going to be pretty happy too. So all that's left to do is give it back to him. Thanks for watching, guys, and please subscribe.